YouTube, live on YouTube. You're dark, but I think that's because, not because of a tan, it's because these are, let me go close these windows real quick. Backlit.
Oh.
Much better.
Is it though? Oh, it don't matter. It's okay.
There we go. All right. Getting the lighting all right. Ish. How is everybody? Doing good? Yeah, we just got back from the Disney Fantasy.
Yep.
About 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, somewhere like that.
Well, it was more than that.
Kind of got some unpacking done.
We're doing laundry, so if you hear...
Yes, if you hear our laundry, it's right over there. So
yeah.
That's why you're probably listening to laundry cycle going on.
Gotta get it done.
Gotta get it done now.
Gotta get it done.
But yeah, we just got done with our 7-night Eastern Caribbean cruise on the Disney Fantasy. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. And we've got a lot of content. I think I filled up like 10 SD cards again.
I mean,
so
what else is new?
It's going to be a lot of content. I haven't even started looking at that and editing that. I might start on that tomorrow.
We just got lunch,
yeah.
so...
Yeah, so we had a fun time. The food was great.
Yeah.
The shows were great. The ports were awesome. Super fun.
Yeah, I like those ports.
Yeah, and the weather held up really well. The waves were a little choppy on some of the days.
A little bit.
But it didn't make you sick at all.
No,
so that's good.
I also had Dramamine.
Yeah.
That I realized that I need to take, or it's not gonna.
Yeah, right.
Work.
So Dramamine definitely helps. And then what else did we do? We saw a lot. I mean, our crew was great. The crew was fantastic. We had a lot of fun on the ship. We did a lot of excursions. I'm trying to be like, I don't want to spoil too much, so I'm purposely being vague on some of the things. Because they will be coming out on videos eventually.
Yeah.
We did get some merchandise.
Yes.
Not a whole lot.
Let's say hi to okay, Bailey says good afternoon. Jennifer Howard says welcome back. Thanks.
Yes, thank you.
Bailey also said I'm ready for all the content.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
Fairy Fox says, oh my god, welcome home. Oh my god, thank you.
Yeah, so welcome back, guys. Thank you for welcoming us back. We got some merchandise. It was a Halloween on the High Seas cruise, by the way. So one of the videos will be kind of all around the Halloween on the High Seas.
Well, we didn't buy any Halloween. Well, we did buy one thing, but it's not for us.
Yeah, it's a gift for someone who took care of Thomas when we were gone.
Yeah.
So. And Thomas is doing fine. I think he was a little sad because we were gone for so long, but he's happy that we're back.
Yeah.
We got some merchandise. Actually, you got a Spirit jersey.
I finally got a Castaway Key Spirit jersey.
Castaway Key Spirit jersey.
Finally.
Yep. So she was really excited about that. I think that was a new color too. I don't think they had that color when we were there last.
They also had blue, but I got this one.
Mm-hmm. So it's nice to see Spirit jerseys again. Jen buying more.
I mean, what else is new?
I got it's folded, but the Fantasy Spirit, or it's not Spirit jersey, Fantasy shirt. But what I like about it is that it has the itinerary on it. So it says exactly where we went at all the locations. I don't know, I think it says it. Yeah, there you go. I can't really see it. So I have one from the Western Caribbean too. It was gray. But this one, I guess this is something that they're doing now where on some of these, unique sailings, they sell like a shirt that's like an itinerary shirt, which I think is kind of cool. I always kind of remember the stops that you made.
Bailey said it looks like a creamsicle. Mine.
It does.
Didn't we get like one of the non-alcoholic drinks of the day and it was like a creamsicle?
It was. It was the Halloween on the High Seas.
Oh yeah, the mango potion one.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of we saw one of our old friends from the Western Caribbean. He was still on the ship. He was a crew member. Still on the ship, but he's like a first officer now. So it was really cool to see that.
Yeah.
Years later, he's...
Don.
Yeah, Don. He was our barista at Cove Cafe, and now he's a first officer walking around the ship, which was really cool. So it's good to see that. The crew was just absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
Absolutely outstanding.
Jennifer Howard says her son bought the same one for the Western. Don't you have the Western?
I do.
It might be in the wash.
It might be in the wash, but I know, let me see. I know I have it somewhere. I wore it. when I was actually on the cruise.
Yeah. I think it might be in that pile.
I think this is it.
Yeah, that's our piles of laundry that we have to get done. So, was the ship crowded? It felt less crowded than the Wish.
Here it is. This is the one from the Western that I got.
Yeah.
It has the itinerary on it, and it says fantasy. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I think it was less crowded than the Wish.
A lot of families, but it didn't feel terrible. Like, I felt like the Wish, the 4-night was super cramped, super crowded. The 3-night got a little bit better. But the fantasy wasn't. I mean, I overheard someone say to another crew member, it was a crew member to another crew member saying something around in the 60% capacity.
Yeah.
Which kind of sounds about right. So, I mean, it felt like that. I mean, what was it? Castaway didn't seem too busy. It was pretty. I mean, we stayed on.
There were plenty of chairs, and we got the hammock.
Yeah, we stayed on the adult beach.
No, we stayed
or no,
on
the family beach. We did not go to the adult beach. The adult beach was busy.
When we walked by, the adult beach food line was like so long.
Yeah, it was crazy. But no, it wasn't too busy on the ship. I mean, there was never a moment where I was like, oh my gosh, this is too much. Get me out of here. Like, there was never that moment, and we always had an opportunity, to get a pool chair on the deck or one of the chairs on deck 4 was.
Yeah.
We didn't have.
It was crowded the one day, but then.
The day at sea.
Yeah, it was the day at sea. Sorry, Thomas is like. Hello.
He's getting all the loves right now.
Yeah.
Tortola was cool. We went to Tortola and we went to St. Thomas, not Thomas, the St. Thomas. Went to Tortola and St. Thomas.
We did see a cat on St. Thomas.
We did. We saw a cat on St. Thomas. And we did some really cool excursions. Our excursion, unfortunately, on Castaway got canceled. We were going to do the kayaking and hiking tour. And due to high winds, it got canceled. There was no parasailing, no kayaking. And then there was another one. Glass bottom boat was not in service either on Castaway. But we made it. We got to enjoy Castaway Key, which was
really
nice.
windy, so I wouldn't want to kayak anyway. So.
Yeah. Trying to think what else. Oh.
Well, we have a question. How about that?
Sorry.
Well, first Laura says that's the shirt I'm hoping to get. BG says hello. And then Bailey says, so personally I could watch your same vlogs over and over. But for you guys, are the cruises becoming repetitive or different excursions making it the same but different? I think it's the ports that make it good.
Yeah, like we noticed when we did the Wish, the back-to-back.
I'll never do that again.
Not so much on the ship. Like, the ship, it wasn't the reason. It was the fact that...
It was just repetitive.
It felt like Groundhog's Day, the movie.
Yeah.
Like, you've already experienced it, and, like, now all these other people are experiencing it, and you're just like, yeah, woohoo.
Yeah.
So that was the big, like, if we're going to do a back-to-back down the road, I would want it to be like a 7-night Eastern and a 7-night Western, not the same itinerary.
But I think that's too long.
Yeah, that's a long
point.
Yeah, I agree. That's a long time on the ship. But it's not really getting tiring though.
These ports were so cool.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't think it's getting repetitive. I just think we've done a lot of cruises this year, and I'm like, I need to be on dry land for a little bit.
We did technically four cruises this year. We did the Magic in February. We did the back-to-back Wish cruises, and then this one. So we've gotten 4 cruises done this year. I don't know how many people have done that many cruises on YouTube, on Disney cruises, I should say. So we were talking about how we had a lot of cruise credits that were piling up over the years.
Yeah.
And we exhausted it all this year for you guys. So we got all, and actually a portion of this cruise was paid for through the tourist trip. So not counting the cruise credits and stuff like that. So your viewership helped pay for the cruise that we went on just recently. So
Katie and Sadie say hi, but they're sick. Feel better.
Oh no, I hope you feel better. Hope you feel better.
You know what makes me feel better? Chicken noodle soup.
Chicken noodle
always.
soup?
Always, isn't it?
Chicken noodle soup's always. I like tomato soup. That was mine. Tomato soup and grilled cheese was like my.
Yeah.
I like that. That's mine.
Fairy Fox asks, what did you enjoy most on the Wish?
On the Wish?
The Wish, the atrium.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Ooh, I actually the atrium was very nice, but I'm gonna say that the pool deck, the fact that there were so many little pools, I think I like the most of that ship. Like,
Yeah.
I like the fact that it kind of spread the crowds out because I always joked about like when we were on the pool deck,
They're in there like sardines.
they're all like in there like sardines. So, but the Wish has like several pools scattered throughout. So
yeah,
I like that.
Bailey asks, well, it says good answer. What's the next cruise out of California, Vancouver, Europe? We think we want to do an Alaska one. So
yeah, we don't have any definitive dates on that yet. But that's something that, I mean, I have not done the Wonder. You want to do, I mean, we both want to do an Alaska cruise, so we check both boxes off for us. That's something that we really, really want to do. And then we'll see where that goes from there. I mean, you just finished your 8th Disney cruise. So you're 2 away from Platinum. So
yeah,
we would like to do 2 next year, hopefully at least.
But we also have to plan a wedding.
That's true. And that's kind of where we're at, is like, this was kind of the big hoorah before next year where we are going to have to start planning for that. So, but we do want to do an Alaska cruise.
Yeah. Jennifer Howard says, any tips for sailing out of Miami on the Dream going in April? So we did the Magic out of Miami.
In February.
It is not like Port Canaveral. It's a bit, I feel like, more hectic.
It can be.
So I would, if you live near Miami, then you're good. Like, you know, driving wise. I honestly wish we went the night before and stayed over.
And it was like a 5-hour drive from Orlando.
Yeah, so like that's why I would go, if you can, the night before, stay over at a hotel, and then get on. If you wanted, you could also do like a hotel on the way back too. But honestly, at that point, I was ready to go home.
Yeah.
So
I know it's near the airport. So if you're flying into Miami International Airport, it's not far from that. The port is probably 15 minutes, judging by traffic, east of that. I mean, we were watching planes landing at the port, like big planes. So it's not far from the airport. But like she said, I would probably get a day early.
Plus, with an airplane too, I would book a day early just so you know you get there okay.
Yeah.
You can relax.
Once you're at the port, though, it's what she means by hectic is there's no dedicated cruise terminal for Disney like there is at Port Canaveral. At Port Canaveral, there is a dedicated terminal just for Disney Cruise Line. In Miami, they're leasing the space out and sharing it with several other cruise lines. So if you're looking for like Disney Cruise Line signage, you're going to be looking at like those roadside hazard light things that kind of they can program and tell you turn left here, turn right. But there's no like dedicated signage like there is at Port Canaveral. It's not hard to navigate though.
And for us, we had to take a bus.
Yes.
So like, it was still like close to the cruise ship where we parked, but we had to take a bus. But when I went, before I met Brandon, I parked right in front of the Disney ship and just walked over. So I could not tell you if you're gonna have to take a bus or if it's different every cruise or.
Yeah, I mean, Port of Miami is meant for cruise ships like Norwegian, Carnival, Disney. I mean, they all sail out of there, so they're all designed for, you know, it's not.
Just follow the sign. Just
follow the signage and you should be good. But the best advice would be probably get there the day before. But the airport's really close to the port. It really is.
Bailey says I'll be sailing on the Wonder out of Vancouver next July. I'm already in Canada, so I'll be prepared for cold.
There you go.
That's what I'm worried about, being cold. I do have this one sweater that I bought. Remember, like ages ago? That's the fluffy one.
Yes. Yep.
So I have something.
You're prepped for the Alaska.
Are you planning a cruise wedding? We're having a Wish wedding in December. Probably not, just because I know a lot of our family, like, I don't know if my uncle would do a cruise. Like, and I don't want to limit my number of people that I can have. Yeah. Like, that just doesn't sound fun.
We did see a wedding on the Wish, though.
We did. It was really pretty. It was really, I felt bad just, like, eavesdropping on their wedding.
They closed the entire atrium.
Yeah.
Like, the bottom floor for the wedding. and we would just kind of like peek over the balcony.
Yeah.
And like, it was like, it is kind of weird though. You're like a fish in a fishbowl, like
Yeah.
at that particular spot.
Yeah,
but
it was
we did
nice
see it.
though. Any tips for a first-time cruiser on the Fantasy for a Maritime? So we haven't done a Maritime, so we don't know what they do. I hear it's beautiful. I've seen pictures.
Characters, lots of characters.
I would just get all those character photos. On the Maritime day at sea, it's like one day.
Mm-hmm.
Although they did some Halloween stuff on, like, they had Halloween characters out other days, but it's only one day, so that was our non-stop day for Halloween. So
yeah, that was the only problem, and I don't know if you have the same cruise director, Darren. We had Darren, our cruise director.
It's amazing.
He did a good job of spacing a lot of the characters out throughout the voyage. He's very good. He was also the cruise director on the Marvel Day at Sea on the Magic for us, and we had no issues meeting characters.
I wonder if he just does the like events on sea. If he just like
possibly. I just know that typically his cruises tend to have more character driven things.
Yeah. I'm like, we're getting behind on comments here. Disney History Genius said, we just got off the Fantasy. I was on your cruise. Oh my god, wasn't it the best time ever?
Awesome. That's cool. Did you guys have as much fun as we did? Because it was great. Jen cried.
I cried a lot.
Jen cried leaving the ship today.
Like,
that's why we had to wait so long to do a live stream. Like, she had to dab the tears away.
And we had to start laundry.
She was very sad about leaving the Fantasy because you build relationships with a lot of the crew and over 7 days, and then it's
I was gonna take them all home.
Yeah, she kept saying that. I'm taking you home. I'm taking you home.
I'm taking you home.
She probably stopped saying that.
Denise says, if you stay in Miami and go to South Beach, the Lincoln Road Promenade is the heart of South Beach. Avoid the shops, restaurants, and bars around Ocean Drive. Yep. It's a tourist armpit.
It really is. Yep. Okay. That's like 192 on steroids here in Orlando.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, that's some good tips right there. Absolutely.
Yeah. I wouldn't know any of that, so thank you. Luke Roberts says hello. So hello.
Hello.
Jennifer Howard says she's flying in from Iowa, so great tips.
Good. Awesome.
Because, like, yeah.
You're going to have so much fun.
Are you going to do Disney afterwards, or are you going to go home? Like, I'm always curious to see if people... We heard a family next to us. They're going straight to Disney World, and I'm like, I'm ready to go to bed.
Yeah,
like,
we were having breakfast before our debarkation, and the family to the left of us was like, we're about to go to Disney World, and we need to, like, for like 4 days, 5 days. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine doing that. But I guess people, like, if it's not in your backyard, I can understand it. But that's like...
But like 7 days, and then...
Ooh, a nap.
I know, right? Denise is giving great... more information. So for last minute hotel rooms, use Hotel Tonight app for fantastic offers. You can book until 2 a.m. the night of your arrival.
Oh, wow.
That's a good idea. Luke Roberts says he watched Hocus Pocus 2. I watched it. He did not.
Hocus Pocus 2 was aired on the ship several times.
It was.
And I almost went to go see it in the Buena Vista Theater on board, but I talked myself out of it because I could easily watch it on Disney Plus here, and I wanted to utilize the time on the cruise ship for, things I can't. Yeah, things I can't typically do.
Yeah,
so.
I liked it.
But it was all day, every day. It was between that and Thor were the two movies.
Yeah, but I don't even know if they played regular Hocus Pocus.
Mm-hmm.
Did you spot Sleepwalking Goofy wandering the decks in the stateroom? No, we didn't see him.
Okay, so let me tell you something.
He was awesome.
Let me tell you something. This cruise was... One of the things we loved about it is that the characters are roaming again. They're no longer like behind like a rope and stuff like that, or at a distance.
You can hug them.
You can hug them, and like there were so many times when we're just walking off an elevator and there's just a character there. And at one point, I was recording something in the elevator, and the elevator door opened, and Donald was right there.
Yeah.
And then the door went, and then it closed. I was like, okay, bye. Like it was just like. Very spontaneous, but that's what I love about Disney cruises when things are normal is it's very spontaneous. Like you might be walking around, and the attendants were very good about like, guys, we're roaming, don't form a line, just come on up. Like we're having fun. So really cool, very, very different than the theme parks. I felt like during the pandemic the cruise line became like the theme parks, but now it's starting to have its identity again.
It made me so happy just to see people
so
interacting with the characters.
I mean, we saw so many. So we didn't see Sleepwalking Goofy, but we saw a lot of characters.
We saw Mummy Goofy.
We did see Mummy Goofy. We saw Mummy Goofy. Yep, dressed as a mummy.
Oh, I said your name wrong. It's Dennis. Sorry. Fairy Fox, I have to go. Well, have a good rest of your day.
We'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by.
Dennis also says, I recommend the cruise after the park. Cruise after the parks. Yeah, I agree.
Unwind. Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Although I feel like that's a lot still. Laura says, we're going to Disney 5 days before the cruise and then the 7-day cruise. Yeah. I mean, I guess, like, yeah. And if it's, like, cooler out, I feel like it's easier.
I also think people tend to relax a little bit more on cruises. I feel like we're trying to hit like as many activities as possible on a cruise. What we do to Disney cruises is what the traditional Disney fan does when they come to Disney World. Like they try and check off boxes. Like,
yeah.
All right, gotta meet the character, gotta go to dinner, gotta do, you know.
Yeah. Disney History Genius asked how well our server was. Our servers were amazing.
Yeah, we had a great service team.
Adam and Inez, and they were like, I wanted to take them home.
Adam was from Malaysia.
Yeah.
And Inez was from Croatia.
Yes.
And we had who did we? Oh, we also had Paula dinner too. We had Paula dinner for the first time and Paula brunch, and our server for both of that was Svetlana.
She was amazing too.
And she was from. Where was she from?
Around Croatia, but not Croatia.
Not Croatia, but around there.
Yeah.
I can't remember where she was from now. I feel
she was
terrible.
Amazing.
But yeah, so we had some really good crew for dinner service. Phenomenal. They were really, really good.
I loved it.
The food was really good too. Really good.
Bailey's plan is to do 5 to 7 days at Disney and then a 7-night cruise. I have to make it worth my while.
And see, that's the thing. I think if you are not here locally, that's something you would do. And I could totally understand that. I'm sitting here going, like, we go all out on the Disney cruises, so then it's like we want to take a nap. But today we actually felt pretty good.
I still could use a nap.
Yeah, we felt pretty good.
But I don't feel like, I think that Dramamine really helped because I don't feel like I'm on the, like, I feel a little bit like I'm on the
But you're not still, like...
I'm not still, like...
Your land legs?
For now. Jennifer Howard says, no Walt Disney World before or after our cruise in April out of Miami. Already taking the kids out of school for a week. Yeah, that makes sense. Our friends always do 4 days at Walt Disney World prior to sailing. And if you're in Miami, that's so much farther than...
Yeah. That's like 5 hours. That's a long drive in the car.
Yeah.
With kiddos.
The promenade deck is also fantastic for spotting characters. Yes, we saw Stitch.
We had
and it was the coolest photo.
Do you have the photo? Is it on your phone?
Yeah, I think it's on my phone.
We had such a cool interaction with Stitch. We were in Tortola, and we got back from our excursion early, and we were sitting on deck 4, and we were just lounging, as we always do on deck 4. And then I look over, and first off, I hear a crew member talking about food.
At Cabanas.
And then but it was just like a one-sided conversation. I was like, who is talking to this fellow? And I look over, and I see him talking to Stitch, and it was Pirate Stitch.
Yeah.
It was Pirate Stitch. And we were like, Stitch, can we get a photo? And we got a photo of Stitch.
Like with the mountains behind
Tortola background. Probably see that.
It was so cool.
It was really cool. Yeah, so we got to meet Pirate Stitch on Tortola. And we also saw Captain Hook and Smee was on the deck 4 at Castaway when people were getting back on the ship. They were talking down at people or just making faces down at them. That was pretty funny. So yeah, good spot for characters too.
Yeah. Disney History Genius said, did you go on the aqueduct? We went on twice at night and it was terrifying.
I wanted to get on the aqueduct, and the only time that we had a block in our schedule where we could do it was in the evening. And we had never done the aqueduct in the evening. And let me tell you what, I don't know if it just felt faster or what, but like when you go down that chute and it's just blackness because there's an ocean out there and there's no light.
Yeah.
Like it was a little intense. Like
And being in the front, like there was like a turn. Yeah. So it looks like you're going into nothing, and it's like terrifying.
It was really cool though. I got it on the GoPro both times. But we did it back to back because at night there's not as many people go on it at night. I noticed it was pretty there were cranking people through. So.
Yeah. Dennis says the deck chairs on the promenade deck are my favorite. Shameful that the fully wraparound promenade deck was eliminated from the Disney Wish.
Yeah, that's one of the big beefs we had, and we saw a lot of people running on the Disney Fantasy, and we kept thinking about like, man, all those people on the Wish really don't have a place to do like an outdoor lap.
Well, they do it anyway. They just run up the stairs, and that sounds dangerous to me. But
we did see that. We did see that a few times.
Did we go zip lining?
Maybe. We'll have to see.
Maybe.
We'll have to see. You have to watch one of our vlogs because maybe it happened or maybe it didn't.
Bailey says, any desire to go back and visit one of the ports you did this time around, or any port, or a port that wasn't all that nice, like how we don't get off on Nassau. I would go to Tortola and St. Thomas over and over and over again.
Yeah,
I loved both.
They were very nice. Like Grand Cayman, we were talking about it on the Western Grand Cayman and Cozumel, we do over again.
Yeah.
Jamaica.
Grand Cayman I could live on.
Jamaica, I think you have to like get the right excursion on Jamaica because there was some that weren't that great, and then there was some excursions that were really fun.
Yeah, like my family went not too long ago, and they did the Dunn's River Falls, and they said they loved it.
Yeah, and that was the one that I heard a lot of people say was amazing. So I think it depends on what excursions you do.
Yeah.
But
Jamaica, the driving was just a little scary. It kind of was like that on Tortola too, but I don't know, I feel like he had more control over the vehicle for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was super fun. Tortola was gorgeous. Do we have any pictures of Tortola? Let me see.
I didn't do like folders like I did before.
Let me see. I don't know. We could show some pictures. We can have story time.
Story time.
Let me see here. We did get a picture of the fantasy from our excursion in Tortola, which I think is pretty cool. I think that's it. Yeah, way up in the mountains. So
yeah, it was cool.
That was cool. Looks like a little toy ship. And then we got some pictures of the British Virgin Islands.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was a really good shot. Right there. That's right at the
Fellow
port.
passenger took our photo.
Yeah, it was fun. And then St. Thomas. Let me see here. Wow, you took a lot of pictures in St. Thomas.
Well, yeah.
I got this picture right here.
I got it.
St. Thomas. It's kind of hard to see, but there is a cruise ship there. There's two cruise ships there, actually. Let me see. Let me zoom into it. There it is. Looks familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So really scenic, very beautiful. Very different than the Bahamas. Bahamas are flat. So it was nice to go to an island where there was plenty of mountains. Don't really see those too much in Florida.
Yeah.
So.
Laura says, what GoPro would you recommend for a non-vlogger just wanting to video the aqueduct and things?
Well, the Hero 10 is what I use. It's the newest one. But I have a 10, I have 2 8s and a 7, I think.
But we mostly use the 10.
We use the 10. The 10 has something cool called horizon leveling, which means that no matter how much you do this with your camera, it's always going to keep flat, which I think is really cool. Especially if you're like, we actually, when we were in Tortola, I shot a little bit with that GoPro and it was horizon leveling. So the car bounces with the ground, but the image stays the same. So you get an idea and a feel for how bumpy the roads are, which is kind of cool. And also if you've got shaky hands, it's nice. The Hero 9, I think, has it as well. And you could probably get that cheaper than the 10. So I would probably, if you're not doing vlogging or anything, you just want a good one to record stuff, I would probably go with the 9 if you can still get your hands on it, just for the horizon leveling feature. And you're not paying all the extra features for the 10.
And you can take photos and stuff too, so it's nice.
And it takes really good photos.
I'll get a tripod too, so you can, hold it out a little bit farther.
Yep.
Bailey has done Dunn's River Falls. So cool. Jamaica is sketchy, I agree. No desire to go back.
The port's beautiful. Just outside the port of Falmouth can be a little, as she put it, sketchy. But if you're on an excursion, I think you're fine. That was the only port.
Just the driving, it was so.
That was the only port. Now that I think about it, that was the only port that we've been to on a Disney cruise where they actually warned us ahead of time. Probably shouldn't bring some of your valuables with you if you plan on going
and
alone.
Didn't they say you had to have an excursion to exit the?
Yes.
Or they highly suggested.
They highly suggested it. You could still walk out of the port, but they highly suggested that you had an excursion if you were going to leave the port. That was the only country. Otherwise, the other countries were pretty easy going about it.
Yeah. Disney History Genius says, when you're going to post your first vlog? We have not even started editing.
I want to edit it, and then I know that it's like this. I just got done with the Wish ones not too long ago, so I'm like, it's a lot of work that goes into them. The finished product's great. I love the finished product. I will probably start editing tomorrow. Today is kind of a relaxing day. Get caught up on laundry, get caught up on around the house, and then we will probably start editing, or I will start editing tomorrow. I can't tell you when it's gonna drop because I don't know. But if all goes according to plan and it's smooth editing, then maybe I would like to do it maybe Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, somewhere around there. Because I want to get a few videos ahead.
Yeah.
Especially if I put like the coming up soon segments at the end.
T Rizzle Studio says, how is Thomas? Thomas is good. He's sleeping, or else I would pick him up.
He's sleeping right now.
He is passed out in our laundry.
On the laundry.
He is 9 years old, so.
Yeah, he doesn't like it when the suitcases come out because he knows that we're leaving.
He's so tired. Poor buddy. He's so sleepy. But I think we overstimulated him when we came in because he didn't even want to eat his treats.
Yeah.
So, oh my god, he's so tired. I'll take a picture of him and then show. Because I don't want to like. Oh,
let's see. What else do we have?
Oh, that's all my laundry.
Let's see.
Why do you have to sit in the laundry? This does not make for a good photo.
Any house renos in the work? So the house is fairly new. We don't have too many big renovations. Everything we did was kind of cosmetic. We are doing the. We spent a lot of time. Oh, he's sleeping. We spent a lot of time with plants on the backyard. So
yeah,
Jen's been really taking care of the plants, and like that's a chore in of itself, and trimming them and all that stuff. But yeah, we don't have any huge renovations in the works.
The next thing we would want to do is like the lanai thing.
Yeah, want to do a lanai on the back patio for sure.
Yeah. Jennifer Howard said, we actually enjoyed the drive in Jamaica because we had a great tour guide who shared his insights about Jamaica and the people and the culture. Just had to close our eyes sometimes. I don't think we really got the culture.
No, we got a tour guide.
Oh,
yeah, it was a part
the way
of
back.
The Good Hope Estate one, and going up to it, he was talking about like the plantations and stuff like that, and then he gave a quick history lesson about it. But the thing is, I found it very interesting, but the kids that went there on the excursion were bored out of their minds.
Yeah.
So like they were completely bored.
But the guy on the way back, remember?
I do remember. He on the way back, there was a shuttle service back to the ship, and once we did our course at Good Hope Estate, we're like, all right, let's head back to the ship because we always like to get back early, which leads to my next thing I'll talk about in a moment. But as we were getting on board, the driver got out, got a piece of fried chicken.
He didn't even get out. He put his hand out the window and got a piece of fried chicken.
And started eating it, and then tossed the chicken bone out the window when he was done.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm like, I don't know if I want to record that. Yeah, I'll always remember that. And then kind of what we were talking about, getting back to the ship early. This cruise was all... How can I summarize it? We were late leaving every port on this cruise because people were late getting back to the ship at every port on this cruise. In fact, we came back to Port Canaveral with less passengers than when we left because they never came back.
Yeah.
So there was a point, and I'm laughing, but at the same time, it's like the ship has an all aboard time. You got to be back. And we waited at every port upwards to 40 minutes for these people to come back. and they never came back.
Yeah.
And we saw a whole procedure of what they do when that happens, and we kind of covered in the videos. I just didn't want to come off too like negative about people showing up late to the port, but it actually caused us to show up late to Castaway Cay.
Yeah.
Because we actually have an itinerary that they follow to a T, down to the minute, and because we were late leaving St. Thomas, we were then late arriving into Castaway Cay, which was unfortunate. But we witnessed some people who, as we call pier runners. We talked about it in the when we went to Cozumel. We watched the people coming back on the pier, but we actually had some people that did not make it back on the ship in Tortola. And what basically they do is the Disney Cruise Line representative gets left behind and hangs out at the port for them to come back. And when they come back, presents them options on how to get back to Port Canaveral because their luggage is still on the ship. So that's essentially what happens. We saw the representative. They showed the iPad and said, these are the people you're looking for. Because we're looking right down from our veranda. Yeah. And they're like, these are the people you're looking for. And they're swiping through the faces. And then the lady's like, okay, bye. And then she leaves, goes to the port. And that happened in Tortola. And then in St. Thomas, we had 3 families show up late.
They even golf carted them.
Yeah, the people at the port, like port security, got on their golf carts, drove into the port to pick them up and bring them to the ship as fast as they can so the ship could get out. And at Castaway Cay...
Well, Bailey asked, was it like a third party? Is that why they were late? I don't think it was. It's
possible, but here's the thing. If it's Disney port excursions, they're not going to leave until all the people are back from Disney port adventures. If it's third party, it could be. It could be the reason.
You know why I don't think it was?
Why?
Because they were late on Castaway Cay too.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I don't think it was.
I mean, I'm pretty sure one of the families was twice late back to the ship. But yeah, it's interesting when that happens. You kind of feel bad, but at the same time, it's like, well, we kind of know what they can only stress that so many times what the all aboard time is, and the horns honking. We heard the angry fantasy whistle, which no one
toot.
The angry toot. It's not a Mickey whistle. It's like an angry low. It's your traditional angry tone horn that they played several times. Like, we need to go. But we were late at every port leaving. I think we were almost 45 minutes late leaving Tortola. We were 30 minutes late leaving St. John, and we were 35 minutes late. Or sorry, St. Thomas, yeah. And 35 minutes late leaving, what was it? Castaway Cay. So we were late every step of the way. But it was interesting. I recorded some of it. Like, you could see them running, like people running. I'm like, we always try and make it a point to get back to the ship early.
I like to get back to the ship early. Just because, like, I get so sweaty out there. I like to shower. We like to have lunch on the ship.
Yeah.
Which St. Thomas, I think we would honestly eat. It smelled so good, the food on St. Thomas.
Yeah. So,
like, I think we would actually eat out on port. But at that point, it was too close to come. I want to get back on the ship.
Yeah. What was the, they did something different this time, which I thought was smart on Castaway. They had the characters meeting in front of the ship. Closer to the all aboard time. Maybe that was Disney's way of trying to mitigate the people being late coming back.
Didn't help.
But they had characters lined up on the pier.
They had Smee and Hook and Stitch.
Yeah, and they didn't really say what time they were going to be out. They just said, hey, we got characters
coming. Or who it was.
Yeah, just see Disney characters back on the ship. But it did bring a lot of people back to the ship because anybody who had that start got the message on Castaway Cay and they came back. And at that point, it's like, might as well just get on. So,
yeah.
But there were still people that were late coming back from Castaway Cay because they had to get security to bring them up. Like, security literally brought them up on their golf cart. Like, it was insane.
Yeah.
I've never seen so many late departures before.
All right, so I'm looking back on comments. So Bailey says, have you decorated for Halloween yet? Any cool Disney items? We did a little bit. I don't have much, which makes me sad. But I do have, I'll show you two things.
We got a Halloween sloth. You can kind of see some up there. There's a Halloween sloth there.
I'll show them.
We got the Squishmallows from SeaWorld from like 2 years ago.
Squishmallows from SeaWorld. All right, so Halloween sloth from Target, the $5 section, and then we got this from Disney, obviously, and then it says "Boo" on the back. So I need to get one of those like battery lights or whatever.
Oh,
the
to
candles.
put inside it.
Yeah.
So we got some Halloween decorations.
Was Chris on board from the night entertainment? No.
No, I love Chris. I heard that they kind of did away with the adult, like club host, and they kind of merged entertainment with what did she say? She said they got merged.
It's entertainment is now like adult, family, and kids club.
So you might get a person who does, Disney Trivia and D Lounge might also be your adult night host for the evening. So it's not one person, which I still think is unfortunate because we had Chris and we had
I laughed so hard.
Tony from Spain before. Yeah. Like those guys were great. And
Tony from Spain he is a first officer now.
Is he? Okay.
But I thought he was on the fantasy, but maybe he was on vacation or something. Yeah. I don't know. But we didn't see him. But
yeah, unfortunately Chris was not on board this one. But somebody posted a video on Twitter and he was doing the diaper dash on the Magic. And that was like a month ago. So he might be on the Magic right now.
I don't know. I always get back 2 hours early. Yes. Always 2 hours early just because I like to relax.
You don't want to be stressed.
I don't want to be stressed. Even like we got back on St. Thomas like an hour before and I was like, this is too late. This is too late. Is Disney Plus in the staterooms? No, but they have their Disney On Demand is what they call it.
And it's obviously not the same content. Like they didn't have Journey to Atlantis. I wanted to see Journey. I've never seen Journey to Atlantis. There was a trivia question. No, it was a trivia question for Journey to Atlantis and I didn't know the answer. And I wanted to see it. And I was like, oh, I'll just watch it in the stateroom. And it's not on demand. No.
But then they have Great Mouse Detective, Oliver and Company, Rescuers. Like they have like a bunch of stuff though. So
yep.
Descendants.
Yes. 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3. This is not our first Halloween in this house. We had last year. Mm-hmm. We have this year, and I want more Christmas decorations. Also, I need more decorations.
More stuff to take down in January.
Yes, Jack's Diaper Dash is back.
That's it, Jack's Diaper Dash.
Jack's Diaper.
And they were giving out Jack plushes this time.
Yeah, I saw her walking by.
We were on the promenade deck, and we were just sitting there, and we saw somebody walking over with like 4 of them in her hands.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's
I've never
Diaper
seen
Dash.
those plushes before.
Yeah, so they had some pretty cool prizes. They were giving out keychains. They were giving out the medals.
They had a reusable bag too.
The reusable bags for like the trivia and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There was a ton of trivia on this. If you like Disney trivia, this cruise had so much trivia.
And it actually said like Lion King trivia.
Yes.
And Disney Tunes trivia and movie quotes trivia.
On the Wish, it was called Knows More Trivia. Knows More from Ralph Breaks the Internet. Knows More Trivia, but it didn't tell you what it was. So until you, like right when you got there.
It's like villains, and we're like.
Oh, we're not good at villains. So, but yeah, they actually labeled it out. This is Lion King trivia. This is Disney Tunes trivia. And the Disney Tunes
was so
cool. My gosh. So like I don't want to give too much away, but like that was super fun. We're just talking about it, so that's why I'm getting excited. But we had Disney Tunes trivia in D Lounge on one of the days. Josh Freilich, I think was his name. Freilich was the pianist that is in the lobby playing the Disney Tunes. Super talented, going off memory, doesn't have sheet music in front of him.
All he has is a list of songs.
Yep.
And he will look around the room. Like, this is not about the trivia, but if he's in the lobby, he will look around the room and see what people are, like,
wearing and stuff like that.
To.
Yeah.
Or, like, if a character comes out and he'll just, like...
start playing a song from that movie. And he did the Disney Tunes trivia. So they had him play the music on a piano.
Which was so cool.
And then we gave the answer, which I've done Disney trivia before. I've never done it with someone actually playing the music live, which I thought was amazing. Because usually it's like a button that they click.
At the end, it was a sing along.
Yes.
So
at the very end, you get to do a sing along of all the songs. So super fun. The entertainment on board the ship was amazing. Josh was great, the pianist, and then you had a group called MKG Duo.
I'm obsessed with them.
They were amazing.
So good.
And I don't know if they're still on the ship because they said something on their last performance that they would be back for Christmas.
Merry time. We'll see you for Merry time.
So they might be off the ship now, but they were so good.
We watched them every single day.
So good. They were even on the island. They went out to the island in the gazebo and like performed out in the gazebo.
I told Brandon we were fangirls.
Yeah. Yeah, so we followed them around. Yeah, it was great, guys. The entertainment was amazing on this ship. There really wasn't anything that I could like really put my finger on and go. I mean, the only thing maybe, and this is a stretch, is that the merchandise variety was not amazing, but then we were just on the Wish where we kind of saw a lot of the merchandise. So like the generic.
But also there wasn't a lot of
Halloween on the High Seas.
Yeah.
You had this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So if you're watching, this is your cup for watching Thomas.
Halloween on the High Seas.
Yeah.
And when you drink it,
it's got a pumpkin.
And a little pumpkin at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was cute. But really, they didn't have too much like Halloween on the High Seas merchandise.
Yeah.
But that's the only beef I have. Otherwise, everything was great.
Yeah.
Everything was great on it.
I have no complaints.
It really was.
Bailey asks, how would you convince an adult that isn't into Disney that Disney Cruise isn't just for families? And is there adult-only things to do?
I can answer that.
But Dennis wrote, Bailey, do not take them on the Wish. It is not adult-friendly like the other ships. Agreed.
All right, so the Wish is
very Disney.
Very Disney, and it's hard to escape it. It's like Magic Kingdom at sea everywhere on the ship. So that's the only ship that's kind of like, and I think that's the direction the ships are going in, like the new ships.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, to an extent, I can see that. But it's a great first ship for people who've never sailed on Disney Cruise Line that want that Disney feel. Now, if you are trying to convince an adult who's not into Disney, we remember the lady we met on the deck last night, actually. Yeah. She was she sailed on Carnival. And she was like, I don't think I'll ever go on any other cruise line now that I've been spoiled with Disney Cruise Line. And we were talking to her for a while, and she was basically going on and on about how like the service is outstanding. Everyone feels like a VIP. I guess what I would say about that is that Disney Cruise Line can be as Disney related as you want it to be, or as not Disney related as you want it to be. You know, at any point we could have hung out in the adult area where they have live music, where they had that aren't always Disney themed, just live music. And then they had the coffee bar, the bar, full service bar, and then they have the pools, the jacuzzis. Like, you could escape it if you wanted to. The problem with the Wish is it's hard to escape it. Like, there are areas that they say are adult areas, but like to get to them you have to go through a lot of kiddie areas. So I like the dream and fantasy, and really the magic and the wonder for that is that if you want to avoid it, you can.
Yeah.
So like I said, you can make it what you want.
Valerie says, hey guys, any more cruises in the future? None planned right now, but we will work on it.
None officially, no.
We have thoughts.
Thoughts
and feelings. Yes. Has there been alive since D23? Favorite announcement? What are you looking forward to?
Probably the Australia itinerary.
Yeah.
There was I watched all the D23, and I think the one thing that stood out to me, the name, the Disney Treasure, is the new ship. The name's kind of funny. I thought Disney Adventure would have been better, but I guess that's too close to Adventures by Disney, and they didn't want to get them confused. But Disney Treasure to me is not. I don't know.
I forget who said it. There was somebody who's messaged me or something. Says, isn't treasure under the sea? And you're like, yeah.
The ship design though, like the look of it, it's supposed to be like Middle Eastern and like almost like what is like Turkish, like that like the atrium.
Yeah, like
and themed to Aladdin. Like that looks cool. I will say, and the color palette that they chose for like the room, like the atrium, looks really cool. And it seems like they're just taking the Wish and they're just retheming the Wish. So unfortunately, the layout of the Wish seems like it's just going to get replicated again twice. The big news to come out of there was...
They had time to change it. They didn't start yet, did they?
I don't know. I don't know how that works. I just know that it's a part of the I would imagine it's going to be the same layout if the fantasy was too.
Yeah.
Of the dream.
That's true.
But the big news that came out was the fact that they're doing Australia itineraries and Fiji for the first time on the Wonder.
I have some friends in Australia who are so excited.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're so excited.
Yeah. Because it's funny because when we were filling out the survey, we noticed that there was now a spot on the survey that said that you now like where you live is Australia.
Oh, yeah.
And like New Zealand. Like that's actually a spot on the survey, which I don't remember seeing before.
Yeah.
So that's probably the most exciting. What about you? What was the most exciting thing, D23, from you?
Probably that, because a lot of it was like, this might happen, or it might not happen. So
the only thing that was really...
just think about the Cherry Tree Lane that was supposed to be in the UK. I was excited for that, because I thought it was going to be really cute. But it hasn't happened.
Let's get to meet Figment.
Figment! I'm so excited to meet Figment. That's about, like, I don't know. It was, like, nice, because, like, I feel like Josh D'Amaro was really passionate about the company.
Yeah.
So, like, hearing him talking about, like, stuff that could happen was kind of cool. I like him a lot, so
yeah,
that's just me. Treasure just doesn't hit right. Sure does not.
So, there was, and I can't remember if I put it in a vlog years ago. It might have been. Like, honestly, it might have been one of our first vlogs at Disney Springs. I walked into a shop at Disney Springs, and I remember recording it going weird because it was Disney artwork for the cruise line, and it had Magic, Wonder, Dream, Fantasy, and then it said Wish, Adventure, Discover.
Is it going to be Discover on the next one?
And I was like, why would they have that? And I thought they were just like buzzwords at the time for like, you know, like imagination, you know.
They already gave it away.
And that was the weird thing is then the name Wish came out. And it had the logo that we see today before it was announced. And then it was gone. Like the artwork disappeared.
Yeah.
Like it was only out for like 2 days. And then I was like, I wonder if this is like a hint. And then they announced the name Wish, and I was like, oh, we saw something before it was announced. So then I thought the second ship would be called Adventure, because if I'm going off that, it would be the Adventure. But then it said the Treasure, and I was like, huh? So I was like, I don't know. That was
Discover
weird.
Was the last one?
Discover was the last one, which
you heard it here first.
Odd.
You heard it here first.
It said Wish, Adventure, Discover. And I thought maybe those were just buzzwords for the cruise line. Like, go out, wish, and discover, you know. I don't know. Weird.
Bailey asks, is the Hawaiian itinerary new, or is there just fewer sailings? Is it new? Or were they supposed to do it during...
The Hawaiian one?
Yeah. Wasn't that one they were supposed to do during the pandemic?
Possibly, yeah.
I'm not sure.
So I do remember, what was it, the Character Outlet. They were selling cruise line stuff during the pandemic, and one of it, there was the Panama Canal cruise that never happened. And I think my mom actually bought that, where it was like a Panama Canal cruise and it said 2020. She just bought it because it was a cruise that never happened. And then
she hasn't even been on a cruise.
And then there was also Hawaii, like postcards. Do you remember the postcards, the Hawaiian postcards? So maybe it was one that got canceled, but
not sure.
But they're I think it's going to Hawaii soon, if I'm not mistaken, because it finished up its Alaska cruise line, or Alaska cruise itineraries. Now it's in the Baja, California. And I think it'll eventually make its way out there soon. Don't have it in front of me, but...
Dennis asked, did you see the new Epcot 40th Figment? No, I did not see the Figment soft toy, but I'm going to look it up right now.
We set sail the day of Epcot's 40th, so we are completely blind when it comes to the 40th stuff.
Figment.
Like, we haven't seen any of this.
40th.
Has it been, like, am I missing something? Like, has it been super exciting that...
Oh, that's cute. It's on Shop Disney if you want it.
Oh, cute.
That is absolutely adorable.
Yeah, like we missed a lot of the...
That's cute. Yeah, I do like that.
We missed a lot of the 40th stuff, so I actually had a park pass for the 40th, but I never got to use it because I was on a cruise instead.
Yeah. Many of the Disneyland announcements were like, this is happening in 2 weeks. And Disney World was like, it's happening in 2023.
Exactly.
Oh my god, that's so true. The Hulk thing at Disneyland looks so cool.
Oh, the Hulk
character.
Yeah.
That looks so cool. Hawaii's on a Trans-Pacific crossing to Sydney.
Yeah, so somebody actually they said something about that, saying like they're basically arguing that the nights aren't correct because you're crossing the international date line. So then Disney had to reword it because they had never crossed the international date line, which is what you do when you go out that way. And I guess if you cross the international date line, you lose a day, but you really aren't. So Disney had to like word it different on their website to accommodate the verbiage of including you losing a day on the international date line, which I can't imagine. It was a nightmare just changing my clock an hour on the Western Caribbean cruise.
Yeah.
I can't imagine doing like a whole date change. Like
we didn't have to on this one.
Mm-mm.
They had a Hawaii going on during the pandemic. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
It was like canceled.
I still need to get on the Wonder. It's the only one eluding me. It's the only one. I've gone on all of them but the Wonder. I gotta join the club.
Join the Grand Slam Club.
Exactly.
So the treasure comes out.
The treasure. The adventure. It should have been the adventure. Anyway.
Or, I don't know what else to call it.
Anyway, do you guys have any other questions, comments, any questions about the videos? Like I said, I'm going to try and start editing them tomorrow.
Give us a day.
Give us a little time to edit. I want to get a few days ahead. Did I get my gold lanyard? Yes, I did. I was I was super excited when I got it too. I was like, oh, thank goodness. I mean, no fault to Disney. They had no idea that. Yep, see, they had no idea that I was doing it back to back, and that's what got me the gold.
I told him he should get a refund and get a silver one.
I did right when I showed up to the stateroom, and I saw gold. Jen's like, "No, you're silver." I'm like, Stop.
Silver.
So,
he's
but
gonna wear it all day, every day.
You're 2 away from platinum, Jen. And then I'm gonna be like, I'm platinum.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be like, no, I earned this.
Yeah, I was super pumped about getting gold. I don't know why. I wore it proudly too. It's so funny. Like when you wear this, like a lot of people ask you questions. So like your dictionary of Disney Cruise Line knowledge, and I'm like, yeah, maybe. Like I don't know. I guess it's just the lanyard thing. I don't know.
Yeah, like that girl we were talking to. She's like, so you've been on a lot of cruises? And we're like, yeah.
No, it was fun. We ran into some fans on the ship. I think we got stopped by 3 different fans, which is so cool. Absolutely. If you guys ever see us on the ship or ever in the parks, definitely say hello. We are not scary. We don't bite.
It just like we're still getting used to that part of it. So we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. We're like, oh. Like, cause it's different. It's like they know everything about you, but we don't know anything about you. So, it's nice though. It's nice to see fans. It really shows that we make an impact on people. Yeah, which is awesome. It's really cool.
We're just normal people who like to cruise.
Hopefully, people that do meet us all feel the same way that how we are off camera is pretty much how we are on camera. We don't put on a show or anything like that. So.
We normal.
Is there any other questions?
Platinum means Apollo.
Yes, so that's one of the reasons why we did Palo. We did Palo brunch and Palo dinner on this cruise. It was our first time ever doing Palo dinner. And
I only want to go off Svetlana. That's my
Svetlana was great. And Platinum is one of those benefits where you get to go to Palo and enjoy Palo. And one brunch. So I honestly, the food was amazing at Palo. We did not do Remy. Remy was a little too, how do I put it? I got adventurous.
Intimidating.
I got adventurous with the food on this trip. I'm usually a picky eater.
He had eggplant.
But I was just like, give me mushroom, give me eggplant, give me the. I was like feeling adventurous on this cruise.
Trying to give him shrimp and he said no.
No seafood. But no, Palo was great. Food was fantastic. It was a great cruise all around, guys. It really was.
Bailey got her merch. Woohoo! I think I want a long sleeve now, if there's one. I think there is one, right? You have one.
For what?
Our merch.
The cruising with the tourist truck.
I don't know.
I brought it on the cruise.
It's in the wash.
Oh, it's in the wash.
That one definitely is in the wash.
Yeah, I brought it on the cruise. It was a long sleeve cruising with the tourist truck, white, and I did bring that because sometimes I like to wear them on the deck, like if it's really breezy and cold, but or like for future Alaska cruises maybe. And you had your Happy Slothoween shirt.
I did have my.
You wore that on the Halloween day, so or no, it was not
the Halloween day.
It was the day after the Halloween day.
And then I wore a sloth. Never mind, I'm not gonna say that because it's gonna give yourself away. Never mind.
You what?
Never mind.
Well, now you got me curious. What was it?
I'll tell you later.
Okay, all right.
I almost said.
Oh, yes, I know where you're going with that. Yeah. We don't want to give that away yet.
I miss Palo Brunch Buffet. We never had it, so we just don't know.
Yeah, Palo Brunch, our waitress, she went and got us all the food that you would normally get at the buffet.
Our table had
and just
so much food.
left it on the table for us to pick through. So that was nice. But yeah, Palo Brunch Buffet is something that everyone talks about, but we haven't quite gotten the buffet back in that regard.
But, I mean, we're getting there, guys. Yeah. We're getting there.
The only thing that was missing on this cruise that we had on previous cruises, other than that, was the going away.
Farewell.
Yeah, the farewell. The character farewell. They used to have that in the lobby. And they used to say, like, oh, goodbye, see you later. You know, that's that sort of thing. And they didn't have that. But other than that, everything's kind of back to where it was.
Yeah.
We had, for shows, we had Aladdin, which was great. Aladdin was great. The magic carpet worked. It was amazing. And it's essentially the same show that was on the Wish.
No, it was a little different.
It's very polished.
I feel like the Wish was more the live action than.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it. Aladdin was good. We had the first night was Charles Peacock, which was the same guy who was on the Wish, like the variety act, the juggler. He was on that. So he was the first night. The second night was Aladdin. And then we had
Buckets and Boards.
That's right. Buckets and Boards, which was on the Fantasy the last time we were on it. And then we had, what else? The a cappella group. What were they? Squad Ghouls?
Squad Ghouls. But I think they had a different name because they kept saying like...
Bioshock. Was it Bioshock?
Something with a B. Bioluminescent. I don't know.
Bioshock? I think it was Bioshock. Anyway, they performed a cappella at Disney Springs. And in Anaheim, and they were on a cruise ship. They literally got on the ship
at St. Thomas.
At St. Thomas when we were there, and they performed Squad Ghouls, which is like a Halloween a cappella. And then they did some stuff around the ship. And then what else? We had Frozen was good. That was the first time we ever saw that. And then the last one was Disney's Believe, which is what we saw on the Fantasy the last time. Yeah. So that was good. Yeah. Good show lineup.
The See You Real Soon farewell. That's yes, it is the saddest.
It was.
I'm actually glad they didn't have it because I think I would.
She would have broke down.
I would have. She would have
broke down.
I like teared up in front of Cinderella. Like it was so bad.
She would have teared.
Yeah, it was bad. We did Remy in May and it was phenomenal. We had the best server who made us very comfortable. You should try it.
See, that's important. I think the server makes all the difference. When we did Palo, Svetlana was amazing. She was great.
I just want to take her home.
And then we walked by Remy on the tour because we did kind of the same thing that we did on the Wish, where we did a tour, and we walked by. She wanted to walk us by Remy to show us the $15,000 bottle of wine. Yes, $15,000. Yeah, $15,000 like bottle of wine.
And someone bought it.
Yeah,
not on our cruise.
Disney Cruise Line purchased 4 of them. They sold one from the Fantasy, but the 2 on the Dream are still there. Yeah. But we walked. She wanted to show us the bottle of wine, so we walked by the bottle of wine, and this was like 9:30 a.m. And the Remy, like, I guess the guy that was working in there at the time slammed the door on us. So I was like, well, that's not very welcoming. So yeah. But no, I think if you have the right waiter, it goes a long way in making the experience better.
Instead of cabanas, if you want to go to the main dining rooms for lunch, do you need a reservation? Any exclusions, or are they all open? Different menu. There is one restaurant open for lunch every day, and I think it's at Royal Court the whole time.
It's mostly Royal Court, I'm pretty sure.
And you do not need a reservation. You just show up. Mm-hmm. It's like a basic lunch menu, I think. We didn't do it, so.
Cheeseburgers. I know I saw cheeseburgers on there at one point. What else was on there? There was some other stuff. It was just your
Yeah.
basic lunch. So if you don't want to go up to Cabanas, or if you don't want to go to the quick service, you want more of a sit-down environment away from the hectic hustle and bustle. We did it once on the Magic. We did it once.
Yeah.
Was it the Magic? Yeah, it was the Magic.
No, we did. It was breakfast.
It was the... Oh, yeah, you're right. It was breakfast that we did it, yeah. You're
You
right.
can do breakfast there, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tangled the musical is my favorite. Then Beauty and the Beast is a close. Beauty and the Beast is our favorite.
That's Beauty and the Beast it was just incredible. Like it really was. Like tugs on all the emotions. Like it was great. It really was.
Yeah.
Still my favorite. Aladdin was good though.
By the way, rocking of the ship is not good for wine storage. I'm not a wine drinker, so I wouldn't know any of that. So
what you're saying is those $15,000 bottles of wine that were purchased years ago, sitting on that shelf, have
they're
been
in
rocking
little
away.
gondolas.
They were.
Oh wait,
that was in
Remy.
Palo.
Yeah,
in Palo, they're in little gondolas. Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of rock.
Yeah, maybe that helps. Is Donald's Cantina the best quick service?
Yes.
Hands down, yes.
Yeah. So,
although I wish on the on the other ships they have fruit on the pool deck. They didn't have any of that on the Wish.
Yeah.
And I love to have fruit all the time.
Yeah. Well, they had it on the Fantasy.
They did, yeah.
It was over near Film Wars, little area over there.
Yeah.
Kaylee says hi. Hello, Kaylee. Thanks for stopping by.
Hello.
Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, never buy the expensive wine on board. We were sitting next.
Some chum sure did.
we were sitting next to a group of people at Palo dinner who were talking about the most expensive bottle of wine they bought at Palo, and I'm sitting there going,
yeah,
I can't.
Yeah, they were like, I bought this. Blah. I'm like, okay.
Just the idea of even the really expensive Star Wars drink. I forget the name of it now. The Kyber Crystal. On the Wish.
Can't even talk.
At least that came with admission to something.
Yeah, this was just here's your wine.
Yeah.
It's probably, I don't know what happens to wine. Probably gets sudsy or something.
Yeah, I don't know. No.
Shooken up.
Yeah.
And what is he?
Oh, he's finally eating his treats.
Oh, he's
finally eating his treats.
I thought he was throwing up. I'm gonna be honest. There you go, dude.
We gave him some treats earlier, and he was not eating them because I think he was just overwhelmed that we were here. But now that he's relaxed, he's going back to eating his treats.
It just sounded weird.
Let's see. Never buy the expensive wine. Yep. As for Remy, not a fan of tasting menus. Yeah, that's the thing.
I haven't even looked at the menu for Remy.
I looked at the menu at Remy, and it just, I don't know, nothing really stood out to me. But I hear it's good. People like it. They don't really say the same thing about Enchante, but
you're also a picky eater.
That's true.
So that's a lot different for you.
Yeah, hey, I broke through some big barriers on food this
No
trip.
seafood next time.
No.
Oh, you can hear Thomas in the background.
Oh, he's munching away, man. He's munching away. He's done. He ate it all. Anyway, you're good, Tom? He's happy we're back.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we'll go ahead and wrap this up here because our laundry is done. We need to get back to doing that. Anyway, do you guys have any other questions before we go? Beige food, Brandon. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I was pretty beige.
There's Thomas.
I was pretty beige up until this cruise, though.
Move over.
Where is he?
There is he.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's up
there
in
he
his
is.
little tower.
His cat tower.
He's coming back to life. He was tired. Anyway.
Good dude.
Alrighty. So if you guys have any other questions, yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. Thanks for taking time out of your day to stop by and just check up and reminisce on our cruise and talk about some of the behind the scenes stuff that we may not go into depth on all the vlogs, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. Like I said, I will start editing those tomorrow. I'm hoping that we could get the first one out by Friday. Keep an eye on the community tab. So on Instagram, because she runs the Instagram, and the community tab on YouTube. If you check the community tab, I'll do what I did for the Wish, where I kind of lay out the timeline. These are when we expect the videos.
Do the whiteboard thing again?
Yeah, do the whiteboard thing. So yeah, keep an eye on the Instagram page and the community tab, because that's where you're going to find out, when we decide to, and maybe we'll do a premiere for the first one so that everyone's kind of an idea of when it's going to start. So maybe I'll do that. So when I get the first one done, I'll upload it as a premiere, so you guys have time to kind of like know when it's going to happen. So
the most important question: did you get your pizza?
I did.
Not as much.
I didn't get as much pizza this time. I did get pizza. I still think the pizza on the Wish was slightly better. Slightly better.
Now we're comparing pizzas.
Anyway, all right, guys. If you like the video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Keep an eye on the community tab and Instagram for when we start dropping the Disney fantasy videos, and it's going to be at least 7. I don't think we'll do a cruise ship tour because we did a cruise ship tour. That video's taken off like wildfire. I guess 3 years later, people still like it. So we're no sense in doing another cruise ship tour. So we just left it at that.
Change.
Nope, it hasn't changed since. So talk to you guys later. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming out, everybody. And we'll see you guys real soon. See you later. I don't know how to close it. There it is. I never know.